Hi everyone, so we're here today with James because I've been thinking for a while about should I upgrade my Discovery 3 to a Discovery 4. And so I'm really interested to hear your experience because I mean, James, you've had the vehicle just a fairly short time.
Yeah, so we've had it since about June time this year. First ever Land Rover, so it's our first foray into this brand. So yeah, so far I'm enjoying it.
And as I said, I'm interested to sort of see what really the differences are. I mean, when you first take a look at the vehicles, the two vehicles aren't drastically different because really the body is similar, especially because mine, I've got the upgraded grille, thanks to Powerful UK, shout out to them. And yeah, I mean, the overall shape didn't really change back from that original 2005 right the way through to 2016, then when unfortunately the Discovery D5 came out. Now, on to the D4. Let's have a look around the outside and see what James has done to it. First thing I can see, let's have a very, very close look at these Evo Course wheels. They are something special by the looks of it.
Yeah, so they're a set of Evo Corsa wheels with the BF Goodrich all-terrain KO2s, I think they are. So we had them from the Off-Road Club website and put them on it along with the, like you say, the off-road tyres, just to make it a little bit better off-road and give it a bit more presence, and it makes it stand out and look a bit different as well.
And these are running on the 265/65 R18. I know on the D4 they say it's always the 18s are the minimum you can fit, although I did even hear on a few of them there can be challenges on rubbing on that little sort of cross member piece, which is down here.
Which is actually, it does slightly rub on the driver's side slightly, but only on full lock. So you just have to be a little bit careful every now and again, not to throw it all the way over.
Let's have a look at the difference then on the 17-inch wheels. These ones are the original diesel Discovery wheels. Other thing you do notice, the brakes are pretty crap on the D3, and you can really notice that as well with the size of the discs comparing the D3 to the D4, both on the front and the back. I mean, Harv, maybe you want to have a little look and just get a quick sort of close-up shot in here. If we take a look at that size of the discs in there, and then I see you've got some rock sliders on there.
Yeah.
Are they the same as mine? I think because I think I've got terra firma rock sliders as well.
Yeah, so they look like they're the same, except the shape's slightly different. I don't know why, but these are a little bit more angled arch down than yours by the looks of it.
Could be, and I see you've got the grips as well put on those as well.
Yeah, it just gives you a little bit of extra grip when it's a bit wet outside on that bar.
And you've got the roof rack up on top, and that's a bit slightly different from what I would have expected as well for a front runner.
Yeah, so it's a prerequisite to the basket type that they now sell. So they started off with the bars section originally as I suppose a lower end grade roof rack, and then you could add the bar to it if you wanted to, the basket. But I actually prefer it without. It just makes it a little bit sleeker and easier to use, and I only ever put a bike up on top of it, to be honest, so it fits the needs.
And what's up for the next modification?
Oh, for the minute, I don't think there probably will be anything. We're quite happy, apart from maybe doing an raised air intake, but not quite sure. And it does everything that we want it to do at the minute as it is. And it's mainly a family vehicle that we use for a bit of off-roading. We've got an overland project as well on the side of this that we're doing.
An overland project?
Yeah, so we've got a Sprinter 4x4 camper, which we've recently put a pop-top roof in and converting for a bit of adventure, hopefully, when we're allowed to.
Oh wow, we'll have to have a look at that as well then. Okay James, can we have a look inside then?
Yeah, of course, go for it.
Oh wow, that looks That looks beautiful in comparison to mine, especially the colour combination with the metallic green and the black seats and the trim that sort of really stands out in the silver. You really notice the difference between that and a Defender, at least the old Defenders.
Massive difference between that and the even the Puma dashboards, do you know what I mean? The difference between the two. But you can see the Esk where they've brought it through with the grills in the middle, the same sort of idea as the Puma dashboard, very similar.
And you said this was a 2011, it's the XS model?
Yeah, so it's not a HSE, so it doesn't come with the electric seats or the electric steering wheel or I think the panoramic roofs and the 4x4 entertainment system, but we've turned the entertainment system on so you can see the wheel movement the same as you can do in the D3 HSE. So
this is the 2011 model you said, so that means it's going to be the higher tax rating, same as mine, because mine unfortunately is a 2006, so I just missed out on the other end.
Yeah, no, so this is the higher end, we're about in the middle I think at that, don't quote me on it, but it's one of the things that come with it, that if you want one, you've got to pay the higher tax bracket, and the same as maintenance costs and fueling and running, it's all part of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, get some smiles per pound as well. And
yes.
Although I must admit, I am also wondering, it's always that balance whether I go for that next year up. I think it's the 2014 where it comes with the 8-speed gearbox, and it brings it into the lower emissions group, so you get down to the £325 I think it is per year, at least at this time in the UK. But yeah, I suppose again with this type of vehicle, do you really worry about the extra £300 per year? I mean, each year I worry,
because you could spend it then on extra modifications, so there is definitely a benefit. I wouldn't say no to it if I had the choice, but obviously purchasing cost that comes with it being a lower tax bracket. The market's aware of it, so you pay more for the vehicle in the first place, so it's a bit of a trade-off depending on how long you're depending to keep the vehicle.
Have you had any problems with it at all? Any issues of maintenance?
Well, now you're asking to tempt fate now, and I'm desperate to touch a piece of wood, but unfortunately there isn't one close enough by. So far, I'll touch my own head. No.
Great.
So we just had maintenance and running costs, like we were saying before. We just had the gearbox oil and a service done today. So that should hopefully improve miles per gallon.
Yeah, thanks for that, James. Let's have a look over in the old one then, make a comparison between the two. Now this one is an HSE, so it was top of the range at the time, but you can already start to see in there, come round hard and have a look, the difference between it really. I mean, this obviously was luxury at the time, but now it's obviously getting a little bit past it in comparison. Although it's still pretty comfortable, we find it quite happy to drive around in the back, etc. And this one actually came with the air conditioning controls in the rear, and also with the heated seats. And not forgetting, it has other things like in the third row, you've even got the plug-in for the individual headsets and things to control the radio and stuff. But yeah, that's the big decision. The big decision: do we upgrade to D4? Do we stay with D3? Now, I have a bone to pick, because my Terra Firma rock sliders, or tree sliders, whatever you want to call them, when I've been looking at yours over there, you just pointed out as well, yours seem to be much thicker than mine and actually got a much larger gap here. I've come in here and have a little look at this, let's just make a comparison. Here you can see I've got like just about, I can't get 3 fingers in there, I've only got like a 2-finger gap in between there. I'm always a little bit worried that when I'm going down those lanes, you can see that this really only just sort of sticks out past the line of the door, hardly at all. But you pointed out on yours, James, that yours are much better than mine.
Well, I wouldn't say better, I would just say different. So they extend a little bit further, even past the trim line of the body. So they sit on the outside. And if you want to, pardon the pun, do the finger test.
Yeah. So taking my same 2 fingers, you can see here that it's not 2 fingers, it's not 3 fingers, you've actually got a full Kit Kat in there pretty much. So yeah, and you say they're also angled down slightly, so that's also going to improve it. So, Terra Firma obviously made some improvements. And I'm thinking, yes, it's important to know which ones you've got. Big point for us to discuss. Should the front of your Discovery say Land Rover on it, or should it say Discovery? Now, I believe in a 2011 Discovery, James, it should actually say Land Rover on it.
It should, and it also shouldn't have the black insert grille. and the insert fog lights, as far as I'm aware. It's been upgraded to have the Discovery logos on it and the later grille, just because I think it ties in nicer with the front.
Yep, just
and
like
then,
I cheated as well and put the grille on the front of mine.
Just modernises it a little bit, and then the inserts give it that look of the later model, which actually recessed in the bumper, not proud, similar to these here.
Yep. So, audience, watchers, please comment whether you think we should actually have Land Rover Discovery on our cars. Again, I know a lot of people also like to upgrade theirs and go with it. I'm still in two minds what I think is the best. Hence why I haven't bothered to change mine as well. But each to their own. If I were to shift across, I have to think about shifting all my stuff across. So that means the winch. I think the winch and the winch tray is exactly the same between the D3 and the D4. I think they will fit no problem. We looked at the lovely wheels. Yes, that would be nice to have some of those wheels. And I think I probably would actually I might go for the all-terrain tyres rather than going for the full muds, because these are a bit noisy. And as I've said before, these typically knock off around about 5 miles per gallon, whereas I guess the all-terrains are more in the sort of
2 to 3, somewhere around there.
Raised air intake. Some people call it snorkel. Obviously we know it's not a full snorkel because it's not completely sealed, although it does give you that little sense of somewhat of security when the water's like raising up to here somewhere near that air intake. Let's not talk again about the rock sliders, because I know there's some better ones over there. I have got mine jacked up, as you can see at the moment, because our friends at X-Lifter have allowed me to adjust the height of it wherever I want it to be. And I know that that same module I can actually take across and use it anywhere. And we'll talk to you in a minute about your overlanding, because I think that's one of the biggest advantages of X-Lifter. If you do go camping and you've got your tent on the top or on the side, you can level it out. It allows you to do that adjustment so you can actually get it flat against your other outside pieces. And then what else have I done? I suppose the only other pieces that I've done is a few protection bits. So underneath I added the extra protection guards underneath, and also on my compressor, because I know one of the times when I was off-road in a big mud pit, the plasticky one got ripped off, and therefore it's got a nice metal compressor guard. But apart from that, it's not that much more. So I guess a day's worth of work I could probably shift this across onto a D4.
So yeah, so you've got those underneath, but I haven't done those as yet. It's something I'd like to do in the future, but we have just upgraded with a rear diff guard. Which
diff guard?
Yeah, which seems to be a bit of a difference, an oddity in the Land Rover scene, on Discoveries anyway. But it's actually an Israeli manufacture. Somebody will probably be able to tell me how it's pronounced.
Oh wow, get a shot of that half.
FIR. So it just covers under the back, more for protection of the exhaust more than anything for when you're going over something. I don't do anything particularly hardcore off-roading, but it's better to have it there than not have it.
I assume you don't have the rear diff locker on this one as well, do you? Or?
It comes up on the screen.
It does?
But I don't know if it actually means it's got one.
Does it go from change from colour from red?
I haven't looked hard enough when I've been off-roading to concentrate. I've been more nervous about driving than looking, to be totally honest. But it comes up on the dashboard. I don't know if that actually means it's there or not.
Okay, if it changes colour, then you've definitely got one. If not, then you're one of the 95% of people that don't have one.
Probably the 95%, unfortunately.
Yeah, you would be lucky if you are.
And then we've got the genuine Land Rover front sump guard that came on it from standard from the factory. There was an optional extra, so that's a metal front one on the front of this as well.
And you said about your overlanding.
Yeah, so I mentioned earlier we've got an overlanding project that we're looking to do, which we've started. So we've got a X-Utilities Sprinter 4x4, which we've put a pop top in to give us an extra bedroom. And the idea is eventually we would like to go to Mongolia. So we've got a young family. So we plan to travel out to Turkey, leave it in Turkey, come back and do it in stages and head out across the Caspian Sea.
Are you going to film all of that for us as well? Have you got an Instagram or anything like that?
I've got an Instagram account that we use for both the Land Rover and for obviously the Sprinter. It's mainly Sprinter, but we do post quite a bit of it of the Landy on there. So it's Sprinter 4x4 camper, pretty simple Instagram account. We don't do YouTube or anything yet, and we haven't thought about filming anything, so we'll just have to see how we go.
Well, we'll put that in the description at the bottom of the video so everyone can get to it as well. And please make sure you give James a like, and also don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. Every one of you helps us to make it to that 5,000 subscribers. So thanks very much everyone for watching. Hopefully you found that interesting. It's definitely made me think a lot harder again about shifting up to the D4. I think that extra level of comfort probably is what's going to make the difference for me. Thanks very much everyone. Bye bye.